What's going on, everybody? The New York Knicks beat the Indiana Pacers 119 to 113. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'm joined by my co-host Chris. Chris, what's going on, man? Big game tonight.
Yeah, good game. Knicks got the win. I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, man?
Feeling pretty good, pretty good. Knicks went up 25 in Madison Square Garden. I even tweeted out, look, 25 points in Madison Square Garden going up by that much to the New York Knicks means absolutely nothing. And the Indiana Pacers pretty much came back there in the fourth quarter, got it to, I believe, all the way down to three, and they gave us another sweat fest there at the end. And, Jalen Brunson, another dominant game. Quentin Grimes has some daggers there at the end. Knicks pull away with the victory. But, Chris, man, they got to figure out these late game scenarios, these situations. They got to stop giving up these damn leads, man. What are we going to do?
I don't know, man. At this point, it feels like they're just doing it on purpose. I don't know if maybe they just like it better to play in a close game or what. But for whatever reason, these Knicks go up 20, 15, whatever it is, and then they just decide, let's just mail it in from here, guys. Let's just take our foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was points in late in this game when they cut it to three, when they cut it to when when Buddy Hield hit that 4-point play.
Oh,
I was like,
RJ, what are
we're
you
gonna lose.
doing? When RJ Barrett fouled Buddy Hield on that 4-point play, I literally screamed on my TV. I'm like, "What are you doing? That's literally the worst thing you can do in that situation. Do not foul." And he hits the three, 4-point play, and I'm like, "Come on, not again." But you know, Tom Thibodeau made a substitution there at the end. He put in Quentin Grimes. Grimes was pretty much out of the whole fourth quarter there. So Grimes comes in, hits a dagger three, gets another shot. So Quentin Grimes, another good game from Grimes tonight. And, Grimes coming in the clutch, as Big Task in the chat likes to point out. What up, Big Task? Appreciate you as always. Yeah, man, Chris, Quentin Grimes, clutch three there at the end. Manuel quickly in the fourth quarter as well. He had some clutch shots. Seems like Tom Thibodeau wanted to bounce back and forth between both of them. And, I wanted more size with Grimes. The Knicks needed it. And, he made the substitution and it worked.
Yeah, I mean Grimes
Yeah.
did really well for us, and he got a lot more shots up tonight. Just like we had mentioned the last game, we were hoping he'd get more looks, and this is a game where he did. And you got Grimes went 4 for 8 from the 3 point, including some clutch shots at the end there, and scored 18 points for us. So it's nice to see from Grimes. Although I will say he almost gave me a heart attack when he did not go for that wide open layup in the paint late in this game. But about a few seconds later, he's hitting the game sealing 3 pointer for us on the other end.
Yeah, it seemed like he wanted to, waste some clock there and dribble the ball out. And, all in all, it worked. Quinta Grimes he pretty much had Halliburton on lock all night. Him and Emmanuel quickly were going back and forth between defending Halliburton. Halliburton actually left tonight's game. The Indiana Pacers were talking a lot of smack coming into tonight's game due to the comments from Wally Zerbiak during, the last matchup. Wally called him a wannabe all-star. So yesterday, I believe at the shoot-around, the Pacers were like, oh, yeah, we're going to get up for this game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then tonight, look, they almost gave us a scare there, but Knicks pretty much put the nail in the coffin early, gave us a scare there in the fourth quarter like they always do in Madison Square Garden. Got to clean it up there. Got to, just slow down. Like, I feel like the game speeds up for them a lot in the fourth quarter. And, they get nervous. McConnell there was giving Brunson at times in the fourth quarter havoc. He was all over him. And, Brunson, he got out of it. It was a big shots from Brunson, but Pacers locked down on defense. And, McConnell was, he was getting after it a little bit, Chris.
That you said the perfect name there, T.J. McConnell. Every time we
Yeah.
seem to play the Pacers, this guy is a pest for us. He's always causing issues to the point where I was like, man, I want this guy on the Knicks.
Yeah, I
This
know.
guy always seems to come up with ways to like make our lives hell. And sure enough, he was out there. He was giving us trouble. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, a 6 point win for the Knicks should have been a much larger win, but
Hey, we'll
you know
take it,
what?
right?
I'll take it. Yeah,
Big task at hand. Halliburton is still a 1-2B All-Star. Yeah, man. I mean, he didn't really make his case tonight. I mean, he 7 assists, 15 points, got hurt there at the end. Pretty sure he would have finished with over 20 points, but the guy in the Indian Pacers that was impressing me was Buddy Hield, and whether the Pacers hold on to Hield during the trading deadline, but once again, Hield 4 point play there at the end, attempted 15 3-pointers. That's wild. That is crazy. Hit 7 of them. He's a good player. Pacers were without some guys. Miles Turner was actually a late scratch, literally like 2 minutes before tip off. He was, going to play, but they scratched him due to a back spasm. So, Knicks, Mitchell Robinson was dominant. Defensively, 9 rebounds, 5 steals for Mitchell Robinson tonight, Chris. That is unheard of. Is that a career high? Wait,
it
I gotta
has to
look.
be.
I gotta look that up. 5 steals for Mitch tonight. How many blocks did he have?
Too.
It feels like he had like 5.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Mitch, right? He just always changing shots in the paint, and you're used to
It
seeing him
is his
have,
career high.
and steals.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, usually you see the
Mitch.
5 at the blocks and maybe the 2 or the 1 at the steals. So
Wow. Let me tweet that. If you're not following me on Knicks Nation, outside Knicks Nation, follow the account. Has a career high in steals with 5.
we gotta call Mitch the Glove soon.
That is crazy. But yeah, Brunson, Chris, man, ever since coming back from his hip injury, Jalen Brunson has been, on fire, playing like an all-star, man. I mean, he's one of the best point guards in the East, and he should be considered damn sure for the NBA All-Star team. Maybe make sure you go out and vote. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, another dominant performance from him. And look, 34 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He fished in ninth, 3-4 from 3. Jalen Brunson is so good to have him on the New York Knicks, Chris. I mean, this guy, some of the shots he makes and the pace he plays with, and it's just a treat to watch.
Yeah, Brunson has just been on fire, like you said, ever since coming back, and he's such an important person for the Knicks. And late in this game, the Pacers were actually doing everything possible to keep the ball out of Brunson's hands because they knew damn well, he's what paces us. He's the calming force for us when we're scrambling late in these games, in these close games. And luckily the Knicks were able to get him the ball. And I think at one point he scored 5 straight late in this game for us. And you know, again, where will we be without Brunson? I mean, he's on a tear right now, and yeah, I would love for him to be on the All Star game along with Randall. So Knicks fans, let's make that happen. Get out there, vote. Let's get some of these Knicks onto that All Star game.
Yes, sir. Wow, I can't believe that. But yeah, Julius Randle was kind of a backseat passenger tonight. Wasn't really flowing for him on the offensive end, which was cool, man. I mean, I like seeing Julius play like this. 14 points, 16 rebounds every night. Seems like he's grabbing double digit in rebounds. 4 assists for Julius Randle. Didn't get his scoring, Chris. Got pretty much the offense involved. Brunson pretty much was ahead of the ship tonight. And, RJ Barrett, welcome back to RJ Barrett, pretty much playing with 9 fingers out there. I call him 9-finger RJ Barrett. Didn't miss a step, Chris. 9 of 23 from the field, 4 of 12 from 3. Made some mistakes there in the fourth quarter. It seemed like the 41 minutes, Diz put him out there for 41 minutes right after his injuries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of minutes, but, maybe he was tired. Maybe those mistakes were due to him being fatigued, but those are a lot of minutes for him coming off injury. But Chris, RJ Barrett didn't miss a step tonight.
No, solid game for RJ. I'm glad to see him that he's back and that right away started shooting up some threes and hitting them. So it's good to see that injury on his finger, laceration, is not going to affect him that much at this point. And he had 27 points, on 9 of 23. But you know what? I'll take it for a game coming back. And again, playing 41 minutes, which I think is kind of crazy. But, hey, that's tips for you, right?
Hey, I'll take it, man. RJ Barrett pretty much, look, he looked like himself. He opened up
Yeah.
the game with a three, looked like himself. Then he hit another three. He had like back-to-back threes in the first quarter. And I was excited to just get RJ Barrett back. I was wondering what the Knicks would do, whether, maybe Emmanuel quickly would stay in that starting lineup. But, they went back to their traditional lineup with Grimes, Barrett, Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, and Randall. Emmanuel quickly did play 26 minutes off the bench. That's the most minutes off the bench for the New York Knicks tonight. Took a backseat in terms of scoring, but he was in there most of the fourth quarter, Chris. His defense was solid, and he had some, like I said earlier in the postgame, he had some clutch shots there. So Knicks got a lot of guys here who need to play, and, it's going to be kind of difficult to mix and match. I guess you go from game to game, right? The matchups, and I guess you play it by matchup, I guess. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. It's still hard to say. I mean, everybody's just coming back as far as RJ, Obi. Um, so it'll be interesting to see what Tibbs is going to do with the rotation. I mean, tonight Obi only played 9 minutes. I Hard played 9 minutes, which we're used to see him get a little bit more. But yeah, definitely something to keep your eye on as we continue to go through this trade deadline season.
Yeah. Since returning from injury, I'm going to read you the last 5 games from Jalen Brunson. I'm going to read you his points. 34 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Last game, 44 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Last game before that, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Then 38 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Jalen Brunson has gotten healthy, Chris, and he's legit underpaid. Jalen Brunson is underpaid, Chris.
Oh, you mean overpaid, right? Overpaid.
They said he was overpaid. They said $100 million for Jalen Brunson was blasphemous. Crazy. That's all you heard from ESPN. Crazy. Blasphemous. Some Knicks fans didn't like it. This dude, man, doesn't do anything spectacular, Chris, but he gets it done. He gets the job done.
At the end of the night, he drops, 30 plus. I mean, as of recently, 30 plus. I mean, he's such an important part for this Knicks team, and you know, we haven't had a point guard like this in a while. And it's time for, I think it's time for the media to give him props, man. They're always like so negative on the Knicks. I think it's time for them to realize, Brunson is the real deal here, and he's definitely underpaid.
Yeah. Tyler in the chat, big dubs, man. Big dubs. W. Also, there was for sure one real all-star out there tonight and one fake one. I'll let y'all decide on who. As well. It goes by the name of Jalen Brunson. There was a fake all-star that went by the name of blank. I'm not gonna say it. I don't wanna cause, I don't know if some Indiana Pacers are gonna watch this post game tomorrow or tonight and come after me on Twitter, We'll see. But yeah. Halliburton didn't really hold his own here tonight. I mean, it is what it is. We won. Crown Wally Zerbiak. Crown him.
Defended Wally.
He knew what he was talking about. He got all this heat on Twitter, all this blah, blah, blah. The Pacers, the players were like, yeah, we're going to come out here tonight and show the New York Knicks who's the real team. And the New York Knicks, they smacked them. I mean, they didn't smack them, but they smacked them in the first half. And a win's a win. Now the Knicks are tied with them. So where are we in the standings? Are we tied with them still? No, we're in the 6th spot, but we're tied. But we have the season series. But yeah, man.
We have the tiebreaker. So, yep.
We do have the tiebreaker. Yeah, let's go through. You want to talk about why the Knicks keep losing these damn leads, Chris? What do you think it is? What can you put your finger on? What do you put your?
I think I'm starting to run out of reasons here for it. I mean, maybe they just get bored and they want some competition. Let's let these guys get back in the game. No, no. Honestly, I think the only thing I could lean on is probably the minutes. They must get tired, and just kind of go through the motions a bit, and it just allows these teams to get back into games. These are, no matter how bad a team's record is, these are all still NBA teams, NBA players, and you give them, a decent look at the rim, they're gonna shoot it up, and more times than not, they'll probably make it. So I want to say they're tired. I mean, playing for close to 40 minutes every night for a lot of these guys is a lot. Granted, they should be used to it being on a Tips team, but I just think it's a bit of fatigue on as a whole for this team.
So you think it's fatigue?
I think so.
Um, you know, uh, the Knicks. We can go by the games. I mean, do you remember what they were up? The Philadelphia 76ers game, the Christmas game. They went
Hmm.
up, I believe, was it 15, something like that? Obviously, you had the Dallas game, then the Bucks game, then I mean, I can go down a list here. Then tonight, and I honestly don't know what the issue is. Like they just the NBA, you know this. You said this last post game. The NBA this season is like the scoring is way up, and it's not like how it was like 5 years ago. Like if a team goes up 20, like 5, 10 years ago, the game's over.
Yeah,
Not in today's game, man. I mean, with the amount of players that shoot threes, and you could lose a lead like that in the blink of an eye, and it's just a different game. And I get it. The Knicks have to figure, you know, still they have to figure it out because these are crazy. But Chris, it's a different game, I think, and you know, still they have to put down the clamps on the defensive end
yeah,
and make
and I
their
think
adjustments.
I think in in all, we're both. I think we're both right in the sense that yeah, it's a different game. I mean, let's be real. Steph changed the game with the 3 point shot. I mean, everybody coming to the league now just wants to shoot the 3 point. It doesn't matter where on the floor they are. They'll try to. Coaches let them.
Yeah,
And like you said, going back 5, 6 years, a 20 point lead, man, I would turn that off. That's a win without even any hesitation. We
yeah,
got.
that's
You
a
can't
win.
do that now. It's like nowadays, with the three ball falling the way it is, a 20 point lead is really like a 10 point lead. So yeah, I mean, I think that, and I still think to an extent fatigue because it seems like the Knicks, especially in the third quarter, just get hit with a barrage of 3 pointers that lets these teams get right back into the game, and it sucks going into the fourth because now the other team has all the momentum. They're hitting their shots, and we're just kind of scrambling to get things back under control. But that's one thing I've noticed. Always seems to be the three ball, and come third quarter, they just aren't contesting as well as they should be.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing in the halftime locker room, but whether it's whether it's adjustments they have to readjust or make. Tom Thibodeau, to me it's a coaching thing. It's a coaching issue because you're good enough to go up by 25. You have to be good enough to sustain that lead, and whether it's a roster thing, whether the Knicks need that one guy to just take them home. I mean, it seems like Jalen Brunson is that guy lately, but it could be fatigue. These guys, they go up by 25 and they just, chill. They're just like, all right, let me take this possession off. Let me take that possession off. Then it's a 19-point lead. And then, it goes down to like 13 and like, oh, crap, you know? So they're pressing a little bit and they got to get it figured out. I mean, I'm sure Tom Thibodeau's getting asked about it right now during the post game, but too many times, especially in the Madison Square Garden, they're doing this, and it has to stop.
Yeah,
Tyler in the chat. Oh,
yeah,
Tyler in the chat. There have been very few times this season when the team has come out with no energy. They start hot and get ice cold or tired in the second half. Yeah, they start out hot. Everything's clicking. The Garden is rocking, hitting their threes. Brunson's rolling. If Brunson's not rolling, you got Randall rolling. Grimes, everything is clicking. But then they get cold. They get ice cold, and I don't know what to put my finger in. We could just say it's fatigue, but you know, until they turn it around, Chris, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep. It's
But the
gonna be.
rotation is not staying, is not changing. So I mean,
Well, that was gonna actually be my next question. Do you think Tibbs will like kind of open up the rotation a bit? Because I know going to the 9-man rotation obviously has done wonders for us, but at the same time, that is the cause for the high minutes. I
yeah.
mean, outside of basically a few guys, you can't really play right now. I mean, can we talk about iHeart? I mean, he is not giving us anything, and he didn't give us almost. He gave us nothing tonight. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Oh man.
He,
R.I.P.
he,
iHeart.
it seems that way, right? It
There
seems
was
that way.
in the third. I think it was a third quarter. There was a rebound where he couldn't grab it. I believe he had it in his hands, and I think he let McConnell just snatch it out of him. He's
We're on the
7
ground, I believe.
foot, and I think after that, Tom Thibodeau pulled him. He was like, "All right, bro, you're done.
That was it. Done.
You're done. You can't grab a." Why isn't Jericho Sims playing over him at this point? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
you know, it. He's not playing well. The Knicks. I'm not just going to blame him. The Knicks are not maybe utilizing him well because when he was with the Clippers, Chris,
This guy
totally
was a
different guy.
Yeah. When he was on the Clippers, he was known as a shot blocker. Again,
And
he
he got their offense involved. He was, they
yes.
used him on the top of the key a lot, passing the ball. He's a good passer. So I don't know.
I don't know. I'd like to think that maybe we're just not using him in the way he probably should be. Maybe Tibbs is just throwing him out there as a big body. Hey, go get the board. Hey,
Yeah, he's not.
but he's not. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, a few games back, we did see him spotting up in the corner three,
Yeah.
which honestly, I think that's good for him because he can stretch the floor.
Then he hits nothing but the air ball.
Granted, I mean, he gets like what, maybe one or two possible 3-point shots, and either he passes it up or he takes one, and yeah. But he hasn't been anything close to what you know he was on the Clippers.
Yeah.
It's a little maddening because he gets trotted out there and gives you absolutely nothing, and
It's
Tibbs is
sad too.
yeah. Tibbs preaches this merit system where if you're playing well, you're gonna get in there, and Jericho Sims basically has done nothing but good for us whenever he's on the floor. I would have liked to see Jericho in there for those 9 minutes instead of Ihart, considering the way he's been playing.
I really don't want Isaiah Hartenstein to turn into Nerlens Noel. I mean, I don't. Because we all know how that turned out.
Stone hands. That's what I used to call him.
Stone hands.
He could never catch the damn ball.
The ball would always slip out of his hands. They would pass
Yeah.
it to him, go into the stands, and he'll be like, "My bad, my bad." But yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein tonight, 9 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds. He's giving you nothing, absolutely nothing. At least Jericho Sims gives you hops, Chris, and can jump out of the gym and he can. I'm sure he can grab the rebound. I
He
mean,
could definitely grab the rebound. He could catch a few alleys too.
I know he could. And what has Jericho Sims done to deserve this? To spend his time on the bench. A center in this league, 24 years old, from Texas, and they just don't want to make the switch. Whether we'll see next game because Tom Thibodeau seemed kind of angry at Isaiah Hartenstein for not grabbing that damn rebound. I mean, you let McConnell grab it over you and snatch it from you. I know McConnell's a feisty player. He's one of those players which every team in the NBA wants on their squad.
Those hustle guys.
Yeah, like you remember Matthew Bellavedova on that guy in
Yep.
Cleveland, and one of those guys. You always need a glue guy like that. So, McConnell, I know he's feisty, but still, you're like a foot taller than him. Grab a damn rebound, please. Jesus.
His game, McConnell reminds me a lot of like Pablo Prigioni, throwback Knicks player there. One of
Yeah.
my personal
Pablo.
favorites.
Shout out to
Uh,
Pablo.
yep, shout out Pablo. Hope you're doing well. Once a Nick, always a Nick.
Once a Nick, always a Nick. So Obi Toppin has now returned. This is, I think, his second or third game back, Chris. And it seems like the Knicks are either bringing him in slowly or, this is how they're going to do business. Obi Toppin, 9 minutes tonight. McBride, 6 minutes. These past couple of games, Chris, it seems like McBride has sort of, I wouldn't say, but last game, 14 minutes. Tonight, 6 minutes. Seems like Thibs is starting to play him less and less, especially now with RJ quickly off the bench. I don't know. What do you think anything of that, or it's just something I've noticed?
It's hard to say, but I did. I mean, 6 minutes is kind of shocking considering the past few games. I mean, the last game he got 14 minutes and seemed like that would be kind of the area that he would stay at.
Yeah,
But it looks like now with this game, and maybe not to read into too much, but he kind of was just used as like a bit of a spot.
defender.
Yeah,
Six
that
minutes
and just
is
to give
no, yeah,
that and just to give Brunson, like a quick breather here and there.
yeah.
So that's kind of interesting for me, and I hope Obi does not play 9 minutes going forward for the rest of the season,
You
or
know,
hope. I mean, hopefully he's not traded, but I mean,
hey,
I don't know. I'm hoping not, but 9 minutes.
one
That's
thing is clear
that's big.
that this yeah, one thing is clear that this New York Knicks team is missing, and that is besides Emmanuel Quickly, obviously he's their bench scorer, defender coming off the bench. They need another guy coming off the bench to give them a good spark, some good offense. And, I'm sure we're going to talk about it, coming in the coming weeks. Trading deadline is coming up, but we'll see what the Knicks do. There's been some rumors floating around here, so I'm sure they're going to want to bolster up this bench. And, McBride, 6 minutes tonight, doesn't give you anything on offense. So it's going to be interesting what they do. And, we shall see. It is interesting. I think Obi Toppin minutes will. I think he would. I mean, he has to. He has to play more than 9 minutes. I mean, I just think they're bringing him in slowly, and we'll see whether he's a trade target. A lot of teams love Obi Toppin's upside. It's gonna suck to see him go, Chris, but you can't keep everybody, man. You can't. Somebody has to get that. Somebody has to go.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, with Obi being back though, I was kind of wondering if you thought maybe the rotation would open up. 9 man right now, but you ever see us revisiting the Rose quickly Obi bench combination ever again?
No, I don't. I mean, unless something happens to McBride. I mean, Tom Thibodeau seems like he's put Rose in the rearview mirror, and that was hard enough for him to do. And
That's true.
I do miss that trio. Now you brought back memories, the Rose,
Yeah.
Toppin, quickly. Rose and Toppin had a little thing going the last couple of years. So,
Yep,
but
that connection. I would love to see it again. I'm sure the Knicks plan was to see that again this season, but
yeah,
unfortunately, it just hasn't played out that way.
yeah. So all we're asking you to do, Tom Thibodeau, just put Jericho Sims in the damn game, please. Ahead of Isaiah Hardenstein. 9 minutes. He's giving you absolutely nothing. Just please, just make the switch. Put Jericho Sims in the game. Make us happy, and we can move on. Because right now, Isaiah Hardenstein, like you said, Chris, a few post games ago, ever since he's revealed that Achilles injury, oh, I'm not playing well, he's
I mean,
been garbage.
I've never heard of somebody having an Achilles injury and deciding to let me play the whole season on a bad Achilles just so I could like tear it or something. Doesn't make sense to me. If he's hurt, let him rest up. I'm sure he could use the rest. He did play some heavy minutes in the past, but yeah, Jericho has done nothing but produce for us, and it'd be good to reward him with some playing time, especially when the person he's backing up is playing like garbage. It makes no sense.
Some things are just left to be desired. We shall see, I guess. New York Knicks are now 6th in the East, though. Got the dub. Jalen Brunson balled out. Barrett balled out. Good victory over the Pacers team. Pacers have been, pretty similar to the New York Knicks. Next game for the Knicks is against the Wizards, Chris, and Porzingis. You got Porzingis, Wizards playing well over there, so it's gonna be should be a nice easy win. But Wizards are pretty good at home. They're 11-8 at home, so the Knicks just got to take care of business. Keep winning these games. Stay in the 6th spot. Don't think they can hop above the 6th spot, but we shall see. But yeah, got to wrap up this post game here. Once again, appreciate y'all for joining. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family. I'm Anthony. That is Chris. Hope y'all have a good night. Let's go Knicks. Picked up the victory. And thank y'all again for tuning in. And peace.
Peace.